Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys why I like mounting my M mount lenses on my Leica SL. I'm going to also give you some perspective on how to mount these lenses on your digital camera. One of the reasons I like to pair up my Leica SL with the M mount lenses is that these lenses are very compact compared to the L mount lenses. On the M mount, the photographer, he or she is responsible for focusing and controlling the aperture. You could just carry this lens on a everyday carry, a small tote bag or a sling bag, and just go about your business. I like 21mm to capture everything, and I like the 50mm just to zoom in a little bit more. Reason number two is because they're fun to play with. I enjoy capturing moments with my 50mm or the 21mm. I think that these lenses, instead of clicking away with an autofocus lens, this lenses slows down the process at least by 1 or 2 steps. It makes the photographer, he or she, think about composition. What is the story and the overall image that you want to walk away with? Reason number 3, quality over quantity. Especially with the Summilux 50mm, this lens is quality from 1.4 to f16. Overall, the image rendition that you get when using this lens and pairing it up with a digital camera, modern digital camera, is phenomenal. It pairs up nicely with the Leica SL. The Leica SL has the latest technology, therefore, using the focus peaking on the SL, it makes it relatively easy to focus this lens and walk away with a sharp image. Some of the cons that you do give up when using vintage lenses on a digital camera, one being is the autofocus. The photographer is responsible to fully manual and fully control the aperture. There is no weather sealing, so you have to be careful when you where you use it. The vignetting on such lenses, especially on the Voigtlander one, is very heavy duty. If the brand, let's say Voigtlander has lens profile, you could, from one click, it's easily fixable, but just need to know that ahead of time in the field that it might seem like the lens is not working properly. It's just the fact that when using such lenses like this one on a digital camera, like the SL, it's gonna have heavy vignetting. So this is the Leica M mount 50mm Summilux. As you can see, is a German made machine. The quality of the lens, tactile, fully manual, fully metal. You can feel the engineering. It fits in my hand and it's just marvelous. It just, everything moves correctly. Everything is smooth, especially on this lens. As to be expected, this Summilux modern lens delivers some amazing quality images, and it's just phenomenal. When every time I capture a moment, I am very happy with the photos I'm able to capture with such lens. This lens has excellent sharpness throughout its different apertures. You can see every penny that you spend on this lens on the final image that you're able to capture. When using it for portraits, I love the fallout that this lens produces when shooting wide open. This German design, the lens itself is just phenomenal, and it's just lightweight when pairing it up with the Leica SL. The combination between body and lens feels perfect. It feels like the everyday carry that you will go on the street and just go about your business or go to on your adventure. This is a match in heaven, basically. So this is the 21mm VM 1.4 by Voigtlander. This lens right here is built like a tank. As you can see, it's like, it's not so heavy, it's not so big compared to an L mount lens, but it's a chunk. Sharpness and contrast on this lens is great. Sharpness, especially in the middle of the lens, that's where you're gonna get your money's worth of sharpness. But around the edges of the lens, corner sharpness is gonna be a little bit weaker compared to the Summilux 50mm. This lens tends to suffer from heavy vignetting when you use it at 1.4, but when you crank down the aperture, let's say if you're shooting at 2.8 and f4 and beyond, then the vignetting is more controlled, as well as you could also put a lens profile after you capture the image. But if you're using this lens for video, just be aware that at 1.4, there's gonna be heavy vignetting. Unless that's the style that you're going for, just want you to be aware of this. Distortion on using the 21mm is very controlled. I rarely notice any craziness going on, but at the same time, you could easily fix this in post-processing. Overall, I'm very happy with the 21mm just because it does provide a different perspective to a scenery. I do like pairing up this lens with the 50mm because you go 21, it's very wide, and with the 50mm you punch in a little bit more, and you could tell a better story using both lenses at the same time, and I've done it in the past. How do I adapt these M lenses to my Leica SL? Well, I use my two different adapters I have. Here I have a 40R, which is 125. No, sorry, that's in Bulgarian. They're in US should be 50 to 75, but these are straight to the point. I like using this one on the 21mm just because the 21mm doesn't have 6-bit encoding. On the Summilux, I like to use the original M to L adapter because it provides me with the 6-bit encoding. Basically, what the 6-bit encoding is, it transfers the data and register on the camera that I'm using a Summilux 50mm, and therefore it will add the lens profile right away. So when I go to Lightroom already knows that what lens I was using. On the 21mm, I will have to manually adjust it in camera, but that's another issue. You don't need to try these lenses specifically, but you could try vintage lenses like the Canon FD. I have Minolta lenses that I used to use on my Sony cameras that I have captured many moments with. And I would encourage you just to try it for fun. It does change the format a little bit, change the pace of when capturing a scenery or a portrait or whatever you're going for, but it's fun. Do you use manual lenses on your digital camera? If so, what are they? And let me know down below. If you're new to the channel, my name is Ramon Brito. I am a photographer based out of Sofia, Bulgaria. I do photography. I like using my gear, and I like to capture moments. And I'll take you guys along my adventure and the behind the scene on how I capture this moment. If you're down for that, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao, guys.